Good morning, everyone. I will be completely honest. I was not actually going to go like true live today. I actually recorded this whole thing yesterday, and co- comments, a couple of the DMs that I've received, things like that have prompted me to go ahead and do this live today. So I did it an hour and a half early. Sorry, guys, if you were planning on being here around noon, hit the replay because this apparently is a hot topic. Yes, I knew it's a hot topic. If you all have looked, I updated my Facebook page. I updated all my pages to have the thing that I have a book being released. And yes, it's all about using ChatGPT to help with your email marketing. Guys, you all ask me for this help all the time. Now this is how you can help yourself on it. And it's controversial, and yes, I did use it. I used ChatGPT to actually write the content. It helped me write my ideas that were in my head and put them on paper. I don't consider it cheating because I have a lot of ideas in my head, guys. I've been doing this sort of work for over 30 years. I kind of know a little bit about what I'm doing. But when you have stuff like that going on, it's like it's very continuous. So here's the thing. Today, what we're discussing, because y'all need to have your brand voices, right? We all talk a certain way. We all talk to our people the certain way. Well, if I go into Chat GPT and I just start typing crap and I'm like, write me a social media post for this, it's going to send out some generic thing. And I'll be completely honest, I was going to go ahead and show you my screen. However, it is at capacity right now. And this is one of the things with ChatGPT is that if you are using the free version, it does go into capacity. It goes to capacity very quickly, especially during normal business hours. If you all know me, I seem to get up really early and I'll be working really early. And so I don't have a problem during that time. Now I have upgraded to the paid version because there are some times where like now it's 10:30 Eastern Standard Time and I want to do work. Well, if it's out, then it's out and I can't do some of the things that I'm doing. So it's in a Chat GPT is a tool. No matter what, it's a tool. It's not replacing people. It's replacing taking your ideas and focusing them on something else. And y'all are like blowing up my stuff. Okay, so we're going to have to hold off on that part. Seriously, y'all blowing up my stuff. I'm actually turning off Facebook because y'all blowing stuff up. And I love you. And we will talk about stuff. But I wanted to get this one out here because our brand voices are huge, right? How many of us have a brand voice? I do. I talk in a certain way. It's developed throughout mainly the last 3 years. I've developed how I want to talk. Over the last year, even, that has changed to a much stronger voice. It's changed to a much stronger opinionated. I'm a lot more opinionated than I was last year at this exact time. Um, so I have found that if I want it to create things in my voice, I need to tell it what to do. I know this is shocking, people. You have to tell the system how you want it to talk to you. Go figure. So, for example, the whole thing is that your brand voice is part of you. It will develop. So you need to have a prompt, which is the first part that you type in of the thing that you're putting in Chat GPT to say how you want to talk to it or how you want the output to come. ChatGPT is only as intelligent as the information that it puts in. I don't care what they say. I don't care. Everyone's saying all sorts of different things. It is this sort of thing. So just to give you a heads up, if you all look in the description or whatever, there is a thing where you can get all of these prompts. I have them written out for you. So do not feel like you actually need pen and paper, even though at the very beginning I tell everyone you need pen and paper. You don't need pen and paper. You've got this. So it is danasacco.co/prompts. And you will get the 10 essential prompts for training ChatGPT to master your brand voice. And yes, it came up with that title for me because I couldn't come up with it. I was like, it's just 10 prompts for talking to ChatGPT. So, and it came up with this cute little first thing. But let's start at the very beginning. Number 1, describe your brand's mission, values, and personality. And how would you describe your brand to someone who has never heard it before? That is part of your brand voice. So what would you do? If you all look at my website, and I have a diversity statement at the bottom, and my diversity statement is very, very clear. I have certain things that I truly do believe in. You will not see me going out there and hiring VAs at $3 an hour. I do not agree with that. I'm sorry if you do that. It is just not something that I am going to help you do, because the VAs that I work with, all of the virtual assistants that I work with, we're aiming for people that respect what their time is and the value that they are providing. So these type of things I want brought across in my messaging. So it says, I have a couple examples here. Can you help me write a brief description of my brand's missions and values, including our focus on sustainability and commitment to quality products? Holy crap, that's a lot. But it can help you. It can help you do it. It's giving you ideas. It's not giving you the answers. It will give you some answers, but you have to refine things. You have to go through and do it. So you have these sort of things. Guys, these are example prompts, right? And so, if I put in there, hey, can you write me a brief description of of my brand's mission and values as a virtual assistant coach who wants to work with people who value time and money and respects the virtual assistant's time and money, something like that. You kind of get the idea here. Guys, if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Let me know that you're here. I'd love to hear from you. I have no clue where the heck this is actually streaming. I think it's everywhere because of certain things, but because I went early, I know I did this because of the amount of stuff that I've gotten since I posted about my book. So the next prompt that I have for you is to help you. What are some unique selling points of your brand, and how do they differentiate you from your competitors in your industry? So what are you going to do there? So you can kind of see that you're kind of building upon each different thing here to get the brand voice that you want. And I'm going to tell you a shortcut as well. At the very end of this, we're going to go into a shortcut to help you actually say, this is what I want you to do. So what are some key benefits of my brand's products, such as our use of eco-friendly materials, blah, 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 blah. That sort of thing. Yeah, ask it a question. Asking questions help out. Another one is, how can I effectively differentiate my brand from competitors? All right, so I was just asked if I have used the Canva AI. Yes and no. I didn't last very long with Canva AI. There are a couple tips and tricks of how to actually bring your content in from ChatGPT. And you can use it's text import, I believe it is. I haven't done that one yet, but I was going to do it for motivational quotes. Because I like motivational quotes, but I never post motivational quotes. So there's a couple different things that you can actually do within Canva to import from ChatGPT. I actually have used a couple different things across the board. The main two that I use right now are ChatGPT and Jarvis. Jarvis, I think, is really good with certain things, and I'll get to that in a second. It actually has a whole thing that you can click in there and say, hey, what voice is this in? But I don't think it gives you enough of an answer. And I think it is kind of a little bit too general. But it's good in some aspects of it. So I wasn't too thrilled with the Canva one. Have I dug into it since this whole thing really took off? Not really. I hope that helps. So what are some of the these are questions for you to think about. What are some of the common words, phrases your brand uses to describe your products and services, such as taglines or slogans? Guys, if you've watched me, my most recent one is stop doing piddly shit. I think that goes completely on with this whole thing with ChatGPT, right? And because we're tired of doing all the little things that go along with this, writing content, figuring out emails, figuring out social media posts some days I just don't want to do. Anyone else with me on that? I don't want to do shit. So I'll ask it, hey, I have this idea. Go ahead and throw it out at me. Please let me know. And it will do it. So it can actually help you come up with one too. Type in there, can you help me come up with a catchy tagline or slogan that actually reflects my brand values and resonates with my target audience? Ask it a question. You guys, you're talk to ChatGPT as if you're talking to me. If you're asking me a question, ask ChatGPT. It will help you through here. Oh, I was going to do this whole thing and show this on screen, so I'm going to show it because I want to. And y'all don't need to see my big face here. So this is exactly what you get when you go to danasacco.co/prompts. You get this as a PDF. This is my thing. I edit it. I have fun with it. You never know. I might edit and update again. Depends on my mood. So you're asking it questions to come up with answers. And you guys are fully capable of reading this whole thing and going through each different thing. So I'm going to kind of cut here, and I want to actually tell you a quick way to get a prompt for ChatGPT. And guys, this one I do want you to write down. I want you to go and copy something. And like I said, I don't know. Let me see if it's up. If it's up, we will play with this. Nope. It is not up. That's kind of sad. And I had some stuff that's not mine that's going in mine, so I can't use that one. This is what I want you to do. I want you to type in exactly this. Using this text information, this post, whatever you want to do, tell me what to type in ChatGPT to get the same voice. Hit a colon, put your content inside of, here, I'll type in here. And we're going to do edit, insert a page break. Guys, you will not get this part in the PDF because I do send it as a PDF. I don't send it just as a link. So let me see if I can find it here because I used it the other day. Oops. But I used someone else's information. Oh my goodness. It doesn't want to go where I want it to go. There we go. All right. So while I'm going through this, does anyone have any specific questions of what you're having problems with this thing? because I know a lot of people do. Y'all have problems with this thing because everyone thinks that it's just you type something in and it automatically, like, magically comes up with stuff. And guys, that's not true. It doesn't do that. I wish it did. But do you know, if I told it to write a book for me, each chapter would be a maximum of 500 words, because that's the limit that it has. There is some way to jailbreak it, but I'm not doing that at this time. One of the things that I've also found out, by the way, once you find your voice and you're having it doing specific things, like say you have, say you have it doing Facebook posts for you, okay? You have found the brand voice. You have found this prompt that I'm about to teach you how to get. But keep all your Facebook posts in one chat. That way you can remind it of your voice. And guys, don't expect it to be like perfect, because it's not going to be. Let's see. It's kind of like dealing with a toddler. At least that's what I think. Because it's dealing, and I say that with all the love in my heart, because, again, I'm trying to find this thing where I found it. Because you have to remind it. For example, it has a desire to be creative when you don't want it to be creative. It will like start adding stuff in there. And you're like, dude, don't add anything in there. Or it's kind of like reminding them, hey, you need to go pick up your shoes, because okay, I know that I did this, and I know that where I did this, and I'm trying to find it. But it's kind of like telling kids constantly, you have to go do this. And remind it. One of the worst things that I hate for it to do is actually do I will actually tell it to continue, and it's like it paused and then like continues 15 minutes later. I can't find it. And I had it really good. I have it somewhere. I just don't remember where. So here, let's type it here. All right. This is what I would type in. Using this content, describe my brand voice and what I would type into ChatGPT to have it write in this voice. Then I take the content and it gives me an answer. Once I do that, this is like I found a social media post. It does everything for me. I love it. I usually use, if you all have followed me or done anything before with me, I do 95% of my social media posts are in my notes. They're right here, all in my notes. This is the one you guys get to see in a couple days. I wrote that one at some ungodly hour this morning when the sun wasn't even thinking about coming up, but the idea came to my head. Then what it will do is it gives you an answer. Then what I'll do is I'll say, write this Facebook post in longer format using emojis in the voice of a blank, like in the voice of an encouraging and energetic. And I gotta tell you, this Jasper thing here drives me nuts. I wonder if I can, I'll just remove it. Remove. Oops, now it's going to restart that. Yeah, go away. Should I just tell it energetic business coach. Again, I put the colon. I put my content here. And it would go ahead and edit it into the brand voice that I want it to be. So that really can help you out when you're fixing something, when you're trying to do something. You should already have the content. You're taking that, and when you do that, you actually end up just copying and pasting that prompt in front of every single dang thing that you want to write. You could also do, the exact same thing. Write a Facebook post. I don't want in longer format, so I'll take that out. I do using emojis in my prompts. And I do this for a reason, because I can ask it to share my emojis. What emojis would you use? It will give me a list of emojis. I can do that myself. I want them already in the damn prompt, in the dang content. In the voice and business coach, about topic. Well, you guys can actually see it, right? A Facebook post using emojis in the voice of an encouraging, energetic business coach about X. Again, that prompt is going to use the same thing. Now, remember what I said. If you do this, if you're doing Facebook posts, I suggest doing it in all the same chat. This took me a while. When I first started doing it, I kept going to new chats for new things. And it didn't learn as well. Switching from chat to chat to chat, especially if you're doing this and you're working with multiple clients. So actually, I keep almost all the content for one client underneath one chat. Maybe I'm a little bit different that way, but it does keep that flow going. And it helps me remember what I'm thinking of. These type of things just kind of help you out a little bit, right? They're short. This is not cheating, guys. I can't make this crap up. This is not cheating. I actually, if you guys look at my reels today, I think I just put one up there. It might be on IG. I think it's over on YouTube. I have no idea. But I put one up today that actually showed it typing one of my chapters for the next version of the book, which is specifically using ChatGPT for social media. Specifically for social media. It's a longer book because there's a lot. And each chapter goes into each different platform. So don't expect that one like tomorrow. No. It took me 2 hours just to edit a chapter this morning because it wasn't right. And it's not perfect. One of the biggest things that I'll share with you is it was actually written by ChatGPT this morning. Where'd it go? I shared it with Jill because it was just funny. I was like, look, it doesn't even want to do that, tell you that. And I have so many things going on that it's just like everything from even just today was just like, whoa, is this it? No. I'll have to find it. It's probably in our talks. did a screenshot this morning and it was just too funny because it was perfect. It was like exactly what I would honestly say. Yeah, it's not on the knowing. So this is actually a sentence that it wrote. It added this to my chapter. It added this. So remember that ChatGPT is a tool that should be used as a starting point and not as a replacement for human creativity and judgment. You should always review and refine the content generated by ChatGPT to ensure it aligns with your brand, voice, and messaging. So do not tell me it's going to be a replacement for people. It is a tool. It is no different than any other tool out there. Can you imagine people said, with the whole concept of think between a typewriter and then we went to computers, a word processor. Gosh, that's like the more modern thing that I can think of, right? Landlines to cell phones, they're not going to catch on. Flip phones to smartphones, these type of things, they're not going to catch on. It's too expensive. Blah, 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 blah. There's always going to be someone that doesn't understand what's coming next. The typewriter to word processor, I think that I was in the first class that actually switched over from a typing class to a word processing class and how to type on a computer. Guys, this is in 1989. So these type of things do change. Can you imagine? I could never stand typing on a typewriter, but I could type really fast on a computer. So those type of things, it changes, but it's a tool. And people still need to know how to use that tool. So do not be afraid of using the tool and trying it out. Learn how it talks, learn how you talk with it. I argued with it this morning. I honestly did. You can argue with it. And do you know what? It's okay. It lets you argue kind of back. And it apologizes. It apologizes like, oops, I'm sorry. Because for some reason it wants to add in every single thing that I write, it writes in conclusion. I'm like, dude, stop writing that. Oops, sorry. It's just like a toddler. For like 2 sections, it did just fine. The next thing you know, it does it again. So yes, you might get frustrated with it. Yes, it's like training something up. So train it up, let it learn. You learn from it, learn how to talk to it. And talk just how you talk. One of the prompts I wrote today, just to kind of give you an idea. Hold on. Is I wrote, combine this section with this section and make it so it's readable. And I put the text in there that I wanted it to do. And make sure it works this way. So, because it was dividing sections. And I was like, I don't want it to divide sections. Then another time, I actually wrote, hold on. Where's my argument? Oh, ask it what you're going to type into it. This is one of the things I did. What would I type into ChatGPT to get actual posts? Show examples. That gives you an answer. So when you're sitting there in ChatGPT, tell it what you want. Say, what should I type into ChatGPT to get this result? Believe it or not, it will answer you. I mean, it actually did. It said for Twitter, one of them was for Twitter posts. It said for Twitter posts, generate tweet ideas for this topic or this keyword. The same thing goes with finding your voice on there. How would you describe this voice? How would you describe, if I wanted to repeat this type of voice, what do I need to type in? And the dang system will give you an answer. It may not always be perfect. And sometimes I've actually seriously sat there and copied and pasted the exact same thing over again. and hit return. And do you know what? It gives me a completely different answer. Like I said, it's like dealing with a toddler. You wouldn't just expect a toddler to know everything out of the opening the door. They think they know everything. It thinks it knows everything. So don't expect miracles. Have patience with it. Learn it a little bit. And train it. They actually use that word. You are training this system to work for you. So guys, do you all have any questions? Because I know that I came on early with this one, but there were a lot of comments, and I will be doing more on this. And I'll be quite honest, if you want actual training on how to use this and how to make money with it, that is in the Stop Doing Piddly Shit Mastermind. And if you want information on that, please let me know and send me a message and say, hey, I'm ready to stop doing piddly shit, because this is the type of training that I'm going to go into, and we're going to go into it deep, because I think that there's a lot of things that it can do to help you. There's a lot of things it can do to help me. So it's all about learning how to use it in different fashions to make it work for you. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you got information out of it. This is such a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. We could actually probably spend all day on the cool things that it can do and how to do them, because you could see, I mean, I'm glad it does not talk to me and tell me how many chats I have going, because I have at least 50 different chats going. So, that's how my brain thinks. So guys, I hope that this helps you out, and drop me a comment, send me a DM if you're interested in learning more about this. I'd be happy to talk to you one-on-one a little bit to tell you how I can help you with it and different things that you can do. All right. And again, if you want this exact document for the prompts, go ahead and hit danasacco.co/prompts, and I email you the PDF version. All right. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you soon.